Hi guys, it's Lewis-duncan. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my Louis Vuitton favourites, some of my pieces that I've collected, why I like those pieces, and some of the pieces that I'm currently using. Some of the items I'm going to show you are packed because I need them for some bits and pieces. So I'm going to talk you through a couple of the items. Hopefully it's a bit interesting because some of the items I've not seen in some of the videos and some I have. Obviously because everyone has great taste. So I'm going to start with a few different accessories and talk about a few bags, and hopefully you'll either like them or sort of comment, or if you would like any information on the items then do ask. I don't mind at all. I like watching other people's, and hopefully we can kind of get the little community thing going on. So first I'm actually going to show you quite an older item, and even in terms of the boxing, I don't know how many people will recognise the box or have the boxes themselves. I know some people do collect old items, and if they've got them on eBay or wherever they've got them. So obviously these were the original boxes that Louis Vuitton did. I'm going to have to stop umming because it's so rude. And they're based on the leather, so you can see the texture embossed inside. So this was a really fantastic little item that at the time I really needed, and I got a tie to match as well, so I'm going to show you that alongside. I was going to, I think it was a wedding, I think it was a cousin's wedding, and I wanted something at the time that was a little bit quirky, and I bought a dark purple shirt and I wanted to match it. So these are my beautiful Louis Vuitton cufflinks. Along the bottom here, these are a French piece, so they're made in France. I know a lot of people also agree about the made in French items, they do prefer that. Unfortunately it doesn't always happen. I do have some pieces out of Spain, but you know, it can't be win. So the old school packaging, I love this because it's embossed. Try and get that into the light. There we go. And it's sort of a really darky purpley plummy colour, which matches the cufflinks really nicely. So they are silver. The Louis Vuitton sign is on the back there. They are hallmarked inside, so they are sterling silver, and they are like the Damier Ebene or Damier style, and a lilac and a purple. I thought they were really fun. I really liked them. I thought they were quite classy. They weren't overtly over the top, and the same on the other. I just thought they were a really nice item to have. I haven't seen them since. I love the way the tissue is folded beautifully. I haven't seen them since, but I do believe that this tie is still available. That matches. So a standard Louis Vuitton box for the ties is a slightly longer, elongated item. So I'm going to go ahead and slide the box open so you can see the tie. Just take that out as well for you. Louis Vuitton sticker and tissue paper. It's all beautifully wrapped, as everything always is. And then we have our cravats card. I find this quite charming. This reminds me of Hermes scarves. When you receive an Hermes scarf, you get a little booklet. I might quickly show you that in a second, with cards, and there's fun ways to tie them. And this has the French and English ways of tying certain types of style, so things like a Windsor knot, or some of the other knots that are quite popular, how the tie is made, how to keep hold of it, dry cleaning, etc. So this is a purple and black, but it's not a dark black, it's more of a very deep purple. So this matched the cufflinks beautifully. This is made in Italy. And then your standard Louis Vuitton, and what's lovely about that, it's finished off so chicly, and then sort of the dark inside. I love that, so that was one of my favourites, and I actually still really like that tie. I wear that tie quite a lot. Also, I had a funeral not long after the wedding. I know it's one sort of birth, we wanted the birth, so I went ahead and also got another tie there and then at the time. And yet again, another cravat card, so same sort of look and same standard. And I it was actually someone in the fashion industry that had passed away, and it was there was a dress code to the wedding, and it was black and fabulous, and I just thought that reminded me of the person so much, and I thought it was quite quirky. But I wanted to be respectful in terms of what I wore, but also having the fun element twist. So I saw this Louis Vuitton tie, and I must say I have worn this to quite a few funerals over the years, but I've also worn it at Fashion Week and things as well, and during men's collections, because black is always chic and always looks good. So this has Louis Vuitton written the entire way through at, I want to say, that's not vertical, horizontal? Horizontal line, and again, as before, everything is marked beautifully. Has all the markings, so I think that's a really chic, really fun tie. So not long after seeing that, I've collected a few ties over the years. At some point, when I'm wearing them in outfits, I've actually loaned a really soft blue one to a friend, so I don't have that here at the moment. But I do have quite a few of the ties. I think ties are really something, if you spend a little bit of money on, you do keep them and last forever. And obviously certain pieces become traditional, and then they sort of do them for limited editions. So I'm going to quickly roll on because I'm sort of conscious of time and getting through all the items. So this is the yellow version, or a sort of more gold version. I would say this is quite a bright gold, and it reminds me of the hardware. And I've worn this in a photo shoot for a magazine, so I'm going to try and perhaps pop all my Twitter and Instagram pictures, and then sort of, if you can perhaps follow it. I must learn how to sort of learn to do that quite quickly. I might quickly show you the Hermes cards if we do have time at the end. I just want to get through all the items really quickly. So on to another item itself. I have the matching tie to this, so this is one of the other items I don't have to hand at the moment. But I've started using this again, standard drawer. I've started using this item again recently because I've been making notes, and I really liked the style of this. So this has the elastic closure, and your standard monogram in the sort of blue, navy blue, and sort of denim effect. This is so pretty inside. It has the paper with all the markings of Louis Vuitton, so the flowers and the circles and everything, and then the Louis Vuitton signature print itself. And each of the pages has a slight holographic effect to them, and if you look down, they're tapered in. I make pencil notes in this and then transfer them into my large diary. I just think this is so pretty. I didn't want to destroy it with pen. I know that sounds really bizarre to say, but it's one of those items I think, I don't know if they still do this item or not, so I've always wanted to sort of keep hold of it and look after it quite nicely. I've mentioned before that I don't use my monogram pieces as much as I used to. I do have some of the bags and some accessories and a few other bits and pieces, and I not intentionally, I still love them, but I do prefer the damier style, and sort of just over the years I like to sort of look after my pieces, so sometimes I will retire things for a while, and depending on what you're wearing as well, to whether the look goes. So this is one of my very first belts that I'd ever got, and it was from the Bond Street store when it was the small store. It wasn't particularly small, but obviously if you guys have seen the larger store, I don't know how many people are UK orientated or have been to that store or choose to go to one of the other places, so the boutiques, so things like Harrods or whatever. So Sean, it was the store manager, may still be is. I know he's still there, he's really fantastic. So this is one of the first items I'd got, and I got a Speedy at the time, and unfortunately I did regret it because I got the slightly smaller one. At the time I really liked it, and it's now in my mother's wardrobe. My Speedy that I use all the time is the larger. There's nothing wrong at all with the monogram, I just tend to carry a lot of crap, so that was why. But at some point I would like the Speedy with the bandolier. I think that's amazing, and I don't know if there's a 35 or 40, I think it's a 40. I would really like that size. So this is a 38.95, so that's a size way too big for me now, unfortunately. and then sometimes I used to wear it on there. I'm tempted to have another hole push in it. So again, so this is classic. Oops, it might help if it was the right way around. Like so. I'm going to speed up a little bit because I'm just worried of time. As I said, I don't use that as much as I used to. I'm going to go on really quickly. I'm really sorry. So if you want to have any items on or to talk about any of the bags, please do ask. So this is my beautiful Broadway in Demi Irvine. I love him. This is for him. He was obviously red inside. He's now sort of a funny orange. This is padded, ready to go because I need it. It's really spacious. It's fantastic. I use it quite a lot, and I tuck the strap in, and then I use it, sort of hold it like that. That's a really fantastic bag to have. My pretty much standard everyday bag is the old school Greenwich. This one is no longer available, but I did recently visit the boutique store and looked at the new one. There is a smaller version in the Demi Irvine, and it's the tanned leather. Not a fan of that. I found it was quite small with the strap. There is one that's a similar shape and size to mine. It's slightly bigger, and there was one that was humongous. Obviously they are luggage, so you can understand, but I'm really looking at it in the cobalt blue, and it has silver hardware, and I just thought it was so beautiful. So I think that's something that I may consider. I think we're all going to recognise this. As I said, this is with everything in it already. So you'll all recognise the cue ball shape. I went ahead and I did not want the strap. It's something I didn't. I don't know. I don't tend to use strapped bags very often. I do have them in the crook of my arm. I think the weight distribution on this is fantastic. So I will have, when I do travel, it's this, the Greenwich folded in, and then I will either take a never full or something. It depends if you need to lock your bags or have them closed, and something like a Speedy is a perfect travel bag, I think. So that's, oh gosh, I'm knocking you over. So that's a quick sort of rundown of some of my pieces. I'm worried of time, shades, and I'm now seem to having some kind of a heart attack where I picked the bag up because it's so heavy. But I'm just going to quickly grab the item. Do forgive, I should have thought about this. Ooh, should have thought about this pre-hand, so I'm going to finish off really quickly. So this is, as I mentioned, the Vuitton, the Hermes cards of how to tie your scarves, and they come with the fragrances and how to tie them on the back. These are super fun. I remember when I was younger, when my grandmother broke her arm, she did actually use one of her Hermes scarves to tie into a sling, so she looked a bit more chic, which I think is hilarious. But there's all sorts of ways to tie them. I love scarves, and I really recommend them. And if you're having a bad day, or you're a bit bloated, or you don't really want to wear anything tight, tying a scarf into a top is fantastic. But as I said, I'm going to toodle off because of time. But if there's any items you want me to talk about, again, please do ask. I don't mind at all. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching other people's, and hopefully speak to you soon. Thank you.